Prepare this. Button. Start timer. Close that. Chat's here. Where's the mouse? Click into the game. Okay, we're good. Everything should be working, functioning as intended. Hello, Gab. Welcome. Yeah, I don't know, Gab. I think I'm gonna have to marry him just to divorce him. That was unreasonable, quite frankly. And I was just being honest. And look at where that got me. I got put in jail, trying to trade away my harem. Ridiculous. I didn't deserve that. You just won't accept it. You won't accept that he's Yosuke. He has to pay child support for the cats. Yeah, I mean, if we give the cats a choice about which parent they want, they're gonna choose me. It's obvious. And I'm not above using my cats as, a pawn, so I'm sure Fiona would approve. She's very manipulative. Mayhem, he just doesn't like Novelle. It's as simple as that. Although I was a little hurt today. Fiona didn't bring the toy, her favorite toy, to me to play today. Oh God. Pink, when you put it like that, suddenly I don't like my joke anymore. Suddenly that's not my favorite thing. Hello, backspace. Hello, son. Welcome. Very excited to continue Ghostpia. I was just like, it would be so tragic if I didn't get to play Ghostpia this week. So, here, have an extra stream where I read a really cool visual novel. Although, speaking of visual novels, I started reading one. What is it? It's Mediterranean Inferno. And I have really mixed feelings about it. Like, aesthetically, it has a vision, and it does a lot of really cool stuff visually. And the reviews are great. So I'm just sitting here like, I'm reading it. I like everything visually. I like how ambitious it is. But I've come to realize that I don't think people have very high standards for writing in visual novels. Because the writing itself, while, I guess, it's ambitious, I guess you could say that, it's not very good writing-wise. I'm gonna finish it because it looks really cool, and conceptually I'm really interested in it. But, I don't know, and I'm not sure how I feel about the gay stereotypes either. It's like, I don't know if I want to hear a character talk about how they want a cock in their mouth, every single sentence. And that's just all three of the characters. I don't know. I'm not so sure about that. It's not my favorite thing. I'm just like, yeah. Mediterranean Inferno? There's so much about it that I find really striking, visually. And I always really enjoy seeing something that's clearly very amateur, striving for something much, much bigger and more grand. And I really love that. That's how we get things like Mamiya. That's how we get things like Ghostpia. But I don't know. Every time I play a little indie visual novel that people hype up a lot, I find that the writing is severely lacking. Not just oh, it's okay, it's mediocre. I mean, just genuinely the writing can be really, really bad. And people will still be like, yeah, this is awesome. And I don't know if that's just a byproduct of having a really like low opinion of visual novels in and of itself as like a lesser version of literature or something, but I'm just like, write better. Write better. That's all. Just write a little better. I have no idea what that is. It's just conceptually, I really like the concept, so I'm gonna see it through. Yeah, I've never heard of that. Oh, well, clearly I put that into my mental trash can. Is it good? Because it's not that I dislike Inferno. Oh, I vaguely remember that. I remember you talking about that. Is it good or people either like it or call it terrible representation? I feel like borderline personality disorder. Interesting. I kind of want to check it out then. I assume it's borderline personality disorder, because sometimes bipolar disorder is abbreviated like that too. Borderline's really misrepresented a lot, and I tend to find it's better written when it's written from someone who has borderline personality disorder. Like Girl Interrupted, for example, is really, really good. It does a really good job of not like... It's visually striking, but the writing, oh god. So it has some of the same problems then. That's too bad. Which I think, especially with borderline personality disorder, what I tend to see a lot of is people just kind of portraying them as monsters, not very sympathetically, or just like acknowledging that they're complicated human beings. I think I see a bug crawling on our shutters. I don't like that. Anyway, I'm gonna play the game now. I've been rambling for too long, probably. Where's the mouse? There it is. Let's resume. Hitting all the marks, huh? Konnichiwa, amigos. I'm pretty sure those are the first words she shouts upon running into my room. By she, I mean Yoru, and by I mean me. For a long, long, long time, so long that nobody even knows how long, this town has had exactly 1,024 ghosts, and now we have a newcomer, Yoru, who's wandering about my room and looking at things curiously. That's pretty neat artwork. She keeps saying things like that. She seems interested in just about everything. Was that thing always here? And is it even an artwork in the first place? Well, whatever. My ghost memory's never been reliable anyway. If I'm a ghost now, does that mean I was once alive? Yes? Ghosts were alive at one point, right? I mean, that's what being dead implies, doesn't it? Or are we born as ghosts, stuck here forever? Well, I mean, if you died, you're also stuck there forever? Hi, Kiro. Welcome. But for what purpose? Oh, they're so cute! Look at them. Sleepy. I wake up to the sound of chaotic snoring that sounds like a tank engine after someone tossed a sugar cube into the gas tank. Actually, I don't think I slept enough to say I woke up. You can't wake up if you were never asleep. And the same way, you can't become a ghost if you don't die. It's been like this the whole time, even though it's almost morning. As a result, I'm tired all the time lately. Just a little bit earlier, I could sleep as much as I wanted whenever I got sleepy, so this change is taking a toll. Yoru isn't a bad person or a ghost. In my opinion, she probably treats me with warm love or something like that. But it's a little suffocating for me. It's a little lonely to be completely isolated. Sometimes I want to see friends. But I feel more relaxed when I'm frozen in the cold, dark void. That's just my nature. This current situation is clearly uncomfortable for me, but I don't think I can get Yoru to understand my plight. It's way too warm in my bed right now. There's a girl sleeping next to me, taking in such deep breaths. My chest is in pain, but why? Let's try going to sleep again. I close my eyes. Duh. Hi, Sans. Kiro, please explain your curse. Why do I always walk into a crazy chat message? Hello, Blackjack. I saw stuff in Discord that I did not read. Oh, you posted it above? Oh, is it happy birthday? Is that the curse? Was being born the curse? Is that it? Good evening. 2 cockroaches showed up in my room, one an hour after the other. The first was on the back of my chair that I was sitting on. I noticed because it made noise. Yeah, some roaches click. They make clicking sounds, or they kind of like hiss. The second one crawled by me on the wall. I'm so sorry. And I would do it again, Sans. I would do it again. No hesitation. You I can't believe you would betray me like that, first of all. I'm sorry. Well, you found out, right? It made a noise. So now you know. I was just saying, sometimes they make noises. So, Sans, I'm gonna remember that. Yeah, but Sans, the point is that you were going to. You were gonna betray me. I can't believe this. I'm gonna remember that, Sans. I think back to when we fled town and that 32nd birthday party and the present. The problem is what happened afterward. When we woke up at the garbage dump, this is what Yoru said. So, where do I stay? My place is no good. It's dirty, small, and cold. You should stay in a more homey home, like Passy's. Huh, that won't work. My home doubles as my workplace. You've got empty rooms, though, don't ya? Just because they're empty doesn't mean I don't need them. You piece of shit! Oh, damn it! Oh, stop! Pacifica stomps on Anya's face. That's really violent. Yaruhane looks on curiously for a while before she turns around to look at me. Looks like I'm in a pickle, huh? She says just that. Her eyes pierce right through me. That's when I say something all too naturally, almost by reflex, and as if I had prepared a script beforehand. Why don't you stay at my place? Temporarily, I mean. Why did I say something like that? Even Anya and Pacifica both seem surprised by my proactive suggestion. I don't even know what I meant when I said temporarily, I mean. Anya, Pacifica, and I are probably all thinking the same thing. What does temporarily even mean? I can't look it up in a dictionary because there isn't one in this room. Besides, I'd finally gotten sleepy. Temporarily means for a limited time, so in other words, once that time comes to pass, everything goes back to how it was. And how do I get that time to pass? I don't know. I'll discuss it with the others. I mutter that before I finally manage to start falling asleep. Not a very deep sleep, but it's still something you could call sleep. Is it really betrayal if I would have given it back and I was playing for the bit? Sans, you can't prove that. You can't prove that. Are you really telling me, Sans, that if you had come into possession of Gebra, that you would have just given her back to me? I don't buy it. It can't be true. You heard I'm into Hawkman now or something? That lies and slander. Refer to my attorney. Sorry. But right before I fall asleep, I feel like I see and hear something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but this is what dreams are like, right? Thank you, Blackjack. This is still the coolest thing I've ever seen. It's so cool. every time. I'm completely enamored. Sigh, I kind of figured. That's too bad. In a corner of the plaza at the center of town, Anya kicks some snow on the side of the street, sending slivers of ice scattering as she says that. I called the girls here seeking advice. It's just Anya now, but Pacifica should be here eventually too. Yeah, so what do you think I should do? I blankly watch as Anya plays with the snow as I ask for her opinion. She looks up and answers. I figured that'd be the case, but personally, I don't know. What do you think, Teach? Hey, hold it right there! Oh, you spooked me. She looks terrified. Totally spooked. I was trying to be sneaky, and why are you calling me Teach now? Nothing wrong with calling the Teach, right, Sayoko? Huh? Teach? So what do you need to discuss? Is that it? No, wait, let's take this somewhere warmer. Good idea. How about over there? Sure. Saves us the trouble of walking since it's close. After a short delay, I follow their gaze to find some sort of establishment. A cafe, I guess. Ugh. A cafe. When I mull over the word in my head, I suddenly feel my stomach sink. On the other side of the lit window, countless shadows of ghosts, is that redundant? Make a commotion, signaling to me just how busy it is inside the cafe we're about to visit. A death sentence. Don't worry, it's mostly just people like us inside, people who aren't all too interested in their surroundings. It's also cheap, and they don't complain if you stay too long. You get what you pay for with the coffee, though. A cheap flavor you just can't get at home. Pacifica urges me on, saying, let's go. Well, sure, it'd be rude to call someone for help only to make them stand and talk out in the cold. We can't talk in my room since yours is probably still in there, and it'd be shameless to ask to talk in Pacifica's house. Plus, I do think it's an experience I should give a chance to, so I can't find a valid reason to refuse. Good voice acting. Thank you, Trenton. I'm doing my best out here. Hello, Ace. Oh, it's still saying happy affiliate anniversary. So now I don't know when my actual affiliate anniversary is. Whoa, Ace. You really gonna walk in here and hold me at gunpoint like that? I will reply to it. I just got distracted with a few things. Okay. First, I was talking to Pink on the phone. And it's always wonderful to talk about Ruina. And you act like I don't do that every stream. Okay, well, fair enough. And then I made Novell dinner. I shouldn't have because he put me in jail, but I did anyway because I'm very nice. I'm very merciful. And then we watched Freerun, which almost made me late to stream. Like, very. But I got my shit together. I got everything set up. And I was just like, I'm not trying to be pushy. I know. Does Novell cook? No. Do you really think he cooks? The one time he did cook, he tried to make eggs, and then he put the cooked eggs back in the same bowl that the raw eggs came from. He tried to kill us. You should have given me Kawakami and Jupiter. Sans. Look, did you see how much shit I got just because I changed his display name in Discord? I mean, another article to add to the lawsuit. I would like to say, though, it has dawned on me that I have difficulty perceiving things in media. Yeah? Do go on. The sound of chatter in the cafe's background music gets closer and closer, though in reality, I'm the one getting closer to the sounds. Calm down, it's just a cafe. You've been in restaurants and shops and stuff before, right? Same thing. Pacifica and Anya rush into the noisy establishment. Oh, what a cute illustration! It's been a really long time since I've been in a cafe. Like, for example, I can acknowledge that Cersei is a bad guy and a queen, but it doesn't click that she's the evil queen trope until someone brings it up. Does that make sense? I guess she's the evil queen trope, but I honestly think Cersei is a really complicated character, and she's probably one of my favorites in Game of Thrones. But that's just for the show. I've never read the books, so I don't know if that's like different. But yeah, I think Cersei was one of my favorite characters. Like, for certain things, I have to be told it for it to click in my head. Interesting. I feel like that's a skill that you can learn, honestly. I probably do it too much, to be honest, but I think that comes from watching a lot of art house movies where everything is symbolic and you have to read into it to like understand what's going on. Like, I mean, Eraserhead, for example, which I actually just watched recently. You would think that's a movie I would have watched a million times, but man, I love body horror, but there were some scenes in that, man, that just kind of I mean, it probably doesn't help that the baby is like a real cow fetus, so that knowledge going into that probably had an effect on how I felt about the movie. Hello, Yosuke. Welcome. Ow, ow. The moment I pass the threshold, the chattering stops and the ghosts all fall silent. Let's leave. I tug on Pacifica's coat and manage to let out that whimper. I can't do it after all. Pacifica and Anya may be fine citizens, but I'm a burglar who raided the church. If they're seen here with me, it could cause them trouble. Look, if these people had any taste, they would know that's fucking awesome, Sayoko. What are you hung about? About the cow fetus? Well, you see, you know, I'd honestly just recommend watching Eraserhead. It's really culturally important, and I think it's also one of those movies you see it referenced a lot, and you probably just don't know it, and then you watch the movie and you're like, oh, that's what that is. Same thing for Twin Peaks, since we're on the topic of David Lynch. Yeah, it's a good movie. It's weird. If you like body horror and surrealism, it's a no-brainer as far as a recommendation goes. Oh, sorry. Could you move that chair for me? Thanks. Oh, yes, that's good. Thank you. Pacifica pushes her way through the crowd of ghosts. Anya follows behind. I follow too, reluctantly. We head all the way to the only empty table, a round table deep in the back by the bathroom. We sit down. 3 normal coffees, please. Coming right up. At the sound of Pacifica's voice, the chatter resumes. The difference is shocking, but it also relaxes me a little. I'm sure everyone's lost in us. I suppose we're not that interesting after all. I still can't let my guard down, though. Sorry for the wait. Here it comes. Oh, well, if it isn't Anya from the repair shop, it's been 9,999 years, hasn't it, my lad? My lad. I'll murder you. Long time no see, Mr. Patel. How's business? I've been working from home a lot lately, so I haven't been able to patronize your establishment. It's fine. Is what I'd like to say, but profit margins are thin with just coffee. Can I interest you in some sweets? Please. That sounds good. Get something we can all share. I appreciate it. But last but not least, it's been a while since I've seen you too, miss. I guess these two must be regulars here. But was I a regular too at one point? Hello. For now, I bow my head. I guess that was satisfactory for him, since he returns around and skillfully weaves his way through the crowd of ghosts. Okay, I suppose you've settled in, so what did you want to talk about? Oh, should I get you up to speed? No, it's fine. I want to hear from Sayoko directly. Pacifica gracefully sips her coffee in a dignified manner. She signals with her eyes for me to talk. Why is she hang? Twin Peaks? Twin Peaks? Yeah, Twin Peaks! We still have to watch the last season is really divisive, and I will never forget this. when the last job that I worked, I was a barista doing baristaing things. And this guy had a Twin Peaks tattoo, and I was like, oh shit, Twin Peaks is awesome. Have you seen the newest season? I thought it was great. And he's like, no, it sucked. And I was like, oh, okay. We're trying to have friendly conversation here. Couldn't you just lie to me and say you liked it and then moved on with your life? I liked it. I thought it was cool. What the fuck is Twin Peaks? An incredibly influential, surrealist crime drama from many, many, many years ago. Highly recommend. I love it. I've watched it so many times. I watched it at the perfect time in my life. I feel like I was unemployed. I was living in my uncle's house. It was snowing and snowing. So it was all cozy and warm in my room with my little space heater. And I just binge watched the whole thing. It's great. It'll stick with me forever. I can't believe you've been playing Ruina since before streaming Haunting Ground. I can. I love that game. I'm so sure that I might end up streaming a little bit of Lobotomy Corporation. It's really popular in Japan. Lots of works are based on Twin Peaks. Yeah, you have Deadly Premonition, first of all. That's just Twin Peaks. It's one of those things you see referenced all of the time, like everywhere it's referenced. It's, yeah, it's been a really long time since I've played Deadly Premonition. I really should. Honestly, Kiro, we really need to do it. Maybe this October. That'd be a good time to do it. The Velvet Room in Persona 1 is just the red room but blue. Oh, really? I've never seen it. Soul Eater. Sans, you've seen Soul Eater, right? Anytime Soul goes into that little headspace, that's the red room in Twin Peaks. The restaurant in Gravity Falls, yup. It's everywhere. You just don't know it if you haven't seen it. Highly recommend. Just the aesthetic, right? And the fashion. Yeah. So about it. Anyway, why is she the cat dance in Hi-Fi Rush? Yup. I forgot about that. That was so good. She does kind of act like a teacher. And the smell of cheap coffee does make you think of a teacher's lounge. Really makes me think about where I came from. I'm sure if I were alone, I'd be thinking about it all the way until morning. But right now, there's more pressing matters. You just don't vibe with her? Sayako, eventually you'll stop coming home and your family will collapse. Your children will stray off the righteous path. First, they'll get addicted to drugs, and next thing you know, they're robbing trains. That's so cute! I love how the characters interact with the little paneling. That's so good! This isn't a joke, okay? They're taking this seriously, I think. They're just joking around to relieve some of the tension. So you two are living together, huh? That'd kill me. I agree. I'd say you seem more relaxed when you're by yourself. Are all ninjas lone wolves, or is it just you? How could she know, stupid? Ninjas even keep their personalities secret. That's what makes them cool, you know? You make a fine point, Anya from the repair workshop, my lad. Oh, sorry, right. Why don't we take turns housing Yoru in our homes? I see, that might... No, that won't work. If it were me, it'd make me feel like I was being rented out on an installment plan. An installment plan? You've got a point. It'd be like telling someone they're a liability. Makes me think of that Lorde song. I kind of watched only the first 3 episodes, then forgot about it. What? Okay, I think it's like the first 6 or 9 episodes honestly suck. And that's why every time Novelle had me watch it, I dropped it immediately because I hated it. It indulged in every anime trope that I despise. But after like the prologue or whatever it is, It's so good, and I'm glad I got through those episodes. Honestly, you could just skip like the first 6 or 9 episodes. You could just skip them. Do we have the high five odds? I don't know. Maybe? I'd have to look. We might. Anya nods in agreement. I suppose she's got a point. I feel a little ashamed of myself. It's like in the back of my head, I'm hoping someone will take Yoru off my hands. I'd hate it if I were the one being treated like someone else's oversized trash. Okay, let's break down the problem. Little Anya here, take some notes. Aye, ma'am. Pacifica takes a memo pad out of her pocket. You have a pen? Yup. Anya pulls out a pen, seemingly out of thin air. Stop calling me Lil Anya. So first things first, living together isn't working out for Sayoko. Okay, Sayoko loves living alone. And Yoru doesn't have a place to call her own. Let's see, Yoru has no home. These two issues are intertwined, but they're actually separate matters, aren't they? But if you solve one of them, the other will naturally disappear. Oh? I can't help but let out a voice of awe at the brilliance of her logic. I'm pretty sure I'm no good at this sort of logical thinking at all. It'd be nice if we could find an immediate solution, but that sounds hard. Let's approach the problem by tackling both issues at the same time. We've got no choice but to find a home for Yoru. I'll look around and see if there's any good places. Thank you, I'm always relying on your help. It's okay, but about the other issue. You mean Sayoko loves living alone? It's hard to deal with problems concerning someone's personal values, isn't it? That's not necessarily true. Say, Mr. Patel, what are you like when you're done with work? Well, when I'm done with work, I can stop making this dreamy customer service smile without an issue, you see. And once I get home, I sleep. Nothing else. I don't even say a word. Oh my. Yeah, some jerks tell me to get a hobby, but when you're up for long hours thinking about things, you start to feel really crummy. I crawl inside my inner self. I converse with my inner self. Thanks for your thoughts. That's quite enough, actually. No, please. Let me continue. When I close my eyes, there's a big pitch black wall. I hear a voice calling for me, searching for me, but criticizing me. So I don't answer. I can't answer. As I said earlier, I don't even say a word. Hey, where's he going with this? I bear with it. I bear with it as I pray that I don't go mad. I keep praying until sweet repose of sleep finally claims me. Beats me. Before work today, I sat in my car and cried at the wheel for just 3 minutes. God, this is so relatable. Customer service really fucks you up, man. You girls should give it a try. Oh, and I really appreciate it if you'd realize that if I'm late opening up on any given day, that's what I'm doing. Yeah. I see. I'll give it a try. Please do. Anyway, here's an assortment of cookies for you. Enjoy yourselves. Honestly, it's safe to assume they don't have the VODs or any VODs for that matter. Hey, I just gave RC the Haunting Ground once. I've done that too many times, crying or yelling. I don't miss it. I don't miss that, but sometimes, you know, when I'm just having a bad day, I long for the walk-in cooler or freezer to just have a small little nervous breakdown so you can just step out, you know, and you feel almost normal again. A little while after Mr. Patel leaves, it takes us a few moments of silence until we can ignore what just happened and move on. He needs medical help, preferably from someone patient and courteous. That enjoy yourselves almost sounded like a challenge. What were we talking about again? Work. We were talking about crying on the toilet to feel better, weren't we? No, look, Sayoko, he might be a bit of a special case, but typically most jobs aren't that bad. Not true. Work is a scam. In fact, there's nothing better than to find a job that's perfect for you. Huh, you think so? When you come home after work a little tired, it changes your mood, and by earning money, you're likely to open up more opportunities. But can I just casually start working after all that chaos I caused? Nobody will try to kill me or anything? You just gotta kill them first. I like your attitude, Pacifica. I love these girls. Good point. Astonishingly, I'm thinking pretty positively. Mr. Patel's despair, if that's the right word for it, has somehow given me a certain sort of courage. Not the same sort of courage I get when Pacifica and Anya are with me, but it's still courage nonetheless. Yeah, I think I'll give it a shot. Does this town have a job search office or anything like that? Not that I know of, at least, but I guess that's more of a Mrs. Pacifica's specialty here. Oh? What kind of work does Pacifica do anyway? It's kind of obvious what Anya does, but Pacifica's job is an enigma. It must be something important if she lives in such a big house. Pacifica seems like she could do anything, but what does she actually do? True, that sort of work is indeed one of my specialties, so that should help. Okay, let's give it our best, Sayoko. Okay. Why don't they just make Yoru get a job? Pacifica only in name. Yeah, she's letting us down just a little bit. No such thing as perfect job. Just let me be good at what I'm good at and enough to live. Yeah. Just something that isn't so horrible that you take it home with you. I should ask her now. It's better than them finding out later that I don't even know something as basic as that. Let me help too. Oh, you spooked me. Suddenly, I'm in fully Cooley and I am just... Hey, where'd you come from? I was hiding in the filthy sludge in your coffee cup. Oh, she's good. Jesus Christ. Are you people okay? Perfectly okay. All I'm saying is that while I'm rooming with Sayoko, I'm just a freeloader with nothing to do. How much did Yoru hear? She's probably just got here. Sayoko? I get what Anya's trying to say. The reason for me getting a job would be to regain some personal space from Yoru. So it would defeat the point if she worked with me, wouldn't it? That's the point Anya's trying to make. Yeah, you could do something too. I hope we can both find a place to work. Well, I only say that for my own sake. Your expressing a desire to work could imply a desire for independence. I can't get in the way of that. In fact, I think I should be supportive of her. You sure? I'm sure. Whatever could you mean? I'm not that cruel. Okay, yeah, I was kind of cruel back at the church earlier, but you know what I mean. Yeah, it was a little fucked up, Sayoko. It was cool, but it was a little fucked up. I get the feeling Yoru would be quite good at handling interviews, way better than me anyway. I feel some sort of coarseness in my chest. Very well, a job for one and a job for two aren't that much different. I'll set you up before the day's done. So it'll be a piece of coffee cake for you then. I suppose. Hey, is she like that at home too? Yeah. I feel for you. She's right there, Anya. She can hear you. I was also thinking FLCL. Hell yeah. Gab, it's so good. I don't know how I lived my life without it. Yoru says something completely unrelated to the topic at hand, taking Pacifica and Anya aback, but they try to keep a conversation going. I find myself at my wit's end. It's not like I'm feeling left out or anything. It's just that this sort of banter takes me back. As my consciousness starts to drift, I look outside the window. There's a good view of the plaza, including the towering missile in the middle of it. Maybe it's like a giant gravestone. Names of 1,024 ghosts are etched upon that missile. The husk of a weapon of mass destruction that failed to carry out its mission. From where I'm seated, I can't see the part that has my name on it. Okay, you're the ninja girl. We even live in the same apartment complex. Look at them in their little suits! Ah, they're so cute! Let me actually go prepare for work. Godspeed, Ryosuke. Pacifica said she'd set us up before the day is done. I thought she meant she'd get in touch with some contacts or something. But she even set us up a same-day interview. She's truly amazing. Is that so? This is so cute! Our prospective place of work is a cosplay shop on the outskirts of town. We're in the back room of that shop now. I like the beep boops. The employee interviewing us is a girl with a somewhat husky voice. She seems kind of punkish. How do I do a husky voice? So I was really nervous at first. But she has a very gentle, somewhat familiar way of talking, which is kind of relaxing. Yeah, I haven't seen you around lately, though. You've been staying away from home or something. Anyway, on the other hand, I don't know your name. My name's Yoru. I got it as a birthday present. That's so cute. Aha, I see. As a present, huh? Good for you. My name's Lauren. Call me Lo. Yep, sure is. It sure is good. Thanks, Lo. Lauren, or rather, Lo, gets up from her seat. Now then, let's see. First, I'll explain to you two how we bring in newly arrived stock and dispose of unsold stock. Yes, ma'am. Yoru follows Lo's lead and gets up. I get up as well, and then the bell rings. A bell rings. Now that I think about it, that must mean the store door is opened. It made the same sound when we came in, after all. Oh, looks like we got a customer for once. Yoru, go greet them or something. Aye, ma'am. Lo beckons me deeper into the shop. You sure about this? Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. It's much more fun to teach new recruits than it is to deal with customers. Lo peers into my brown eyes with her fair eyes. I can feel my heart throbbing for various reasons. It's so cute! Wouldn't you agree? Her slightly husky voice really matches her fashion sense. I think it's fitting and beautiful. I wonder how I can become more like her. I agree. I totally agree. In any case, there's no way I could disagree with her. So, let's see. First of all, that box over there is newly arrived stock. Okay. And that box over there is unsold stock to be disposed of. You with me so far? Oh, question. Go ahead and ask away. They're both empty, aren't they? Ah. Yeah, I guess we rarely do receive new stock or dispose of unsold stock. Huh? Actually, now that you mention it, when was the last time we had either of those things? Maybe 9,999 years ago? Yes? Sorry, can I ask another question? Are you sure this shop needs more workers? I can hear Lo gasp in realization. She closes her eyes, takes a deep breath, and speaks slowly. Yeah, honestly, you're right. Business is so slow here, I've got plenty of downtime just working by myself. Then what do we do for work? Oh, sorry. Well, the manager seemed kind of frantic. Oh, sorry, never mind. I guess you can, like, clean and stuff? Okay. Things get kind of awkward after that, so we both fall quiet. I think Lo's trying to come up with some sort of work for the two of us can do. But the fact that she's not saying anything probably means she can't think of anything. I wonder how that customer is doing. Oh, right. Sorry. I don't know what to say, so I just nod vaguely. Thank you! Right as Lo and I get back to the storefront, Yoru lets out a cheer loud enough to drown out even the store's loud background music. What, you actually sold something? No way, it's been ages since our last sell! I'm surprised, of course, but Lo is even more surprised. Is this store really that unpopular? What did you sell? It must have been that frilly thing, right? No, it was that automatic rifle and the bulletproof vest. I said, you look marvelous with them, and the customer bought them. I see. I guess it's finally time we got some new stock. So, does it seem like it'll be tough working here? She actually said she realized that she's fully staffed already. I feel a little uncomfortable as I say that. I'm sure Yoru is quite employable as a customer service worker. I see, that's too bad. See you again sometime. Yeah, I'm real sorry about that. Feel free to drop by my room sometime, you two. But it looks like neither Yoru nor Lo seem to mind, so I guess it's all okay in the end. Be sure to turn the heater on. Yeah, I'll put it on full blast. Should I say something? And play some good music, too. I just don't want to say something and have it turn out weird. I don't want it to seem like I'm trying to avoid Yoru or anything. Though on second thought, I kind of am, but not in a bad way. Do I have the capability to convey such a nuanced thought? I can play a little piano, so I'll practice. I'd like to hear some stories from you, too. I don't know, Lo herself was considering hiring Yoru for a customer service job, but it seems that she won't explain why she doesn't because of how obvious the reason. You got your first commission? It's a possum persona? That's awesome, Kiro! Hell yeah! And again, they're both so kind that they'd probably explain it to me no matter how obvious it's supposed to be. So should I ask? No, maybe not. Okay, let's make it a night to remember. Bye! Sorry we couldn't help. Thank you for your time. I conclude that these two have way better judgment than I do. So it doesn't make a difference whether I say anything or not. Just making excuses, huh? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say those words out loud, but Yoru picks them up anyway. About what? I just felt like I've wronged you in some way, Sayoko, but I'm kinda sad since I don't know what it is. She's being just a bit too conscientious. You didn't do anything wrong, Yoru. It's getting late. There's nobody else on the streets but us. I'll do my best. Our conversation isn't quite lining up, and neither are our footsteps. That doesn't stop even when we approach the plaza. I'm walking ahead of... I can't stop burping! Do we get to see the final product, or is it private? I want to see it too! I'm walking ahead of Yoru, but my slow pace slows down even more, and Yoru overtakes me. I stop in place. I look at a certain something. Huh? What's wrong? I step up the pace and catch up to Yoru. Oh, nothing. The thing I was looking at, the missile, is missing Yoru's name. I'm a little bit jealous, but I feel like something's off about it. We keep walking back on the way home, and as we walk, I think to myself, what would she want? Maybe I can give the place to her. That's an option. You there, Sayoko? Yoru speaks up without turning around. I'm here. You can hear my footsteps, can't you? Please stay with me, okay? My chest is in pain, but the air I breathe in is so clean I feel both painful and cleansed. All in all, I feel satisfied. If only I could go to sleep and just die right now. But that's impossible. I can't die if I'm not even alive. I'll try. There's no real meaning to this conversation. There's no real meaning to us either, I'm sure. Just meaningless ghosts walking around a ghost town near the break of dawn. We're almost home. Bennett, is that you? Nice, it looks great on you. You're meant for this job. Despite what Pacifica is saying, it's obvious that this outfit would look the same on anyone, no matter who's wearing it. She said she'd look for a job that's always short-staffed this time, and this is the result. Salvaging, searching the garbage heap for usable objects. Yoru and I are dressed in baggy yellow protective suits as we board the salvage truck. I silently curse these protective suits for being so hard to move in. Oh my god, I can't believe it's Huxley's workers! Three other salvagers are all somewhat buff men. We are wearing their spare suits, which is why they don't fit. They keep bowing to Pacifica. Pacifica really is amazing at what she does. I'm not sure what exactly that is, but she does it really well. We're sectioned off in the back of the truck, with the men sitting in the front on a bench seat. Nobody says a word. I can more or less see the backs of the men's heads through the window, but they're not even moving a muscle. They seemed quite polite with the influential Pacifica, and I get the feeling they'll be strict with newcomers like us. Suddenly, Yoru speaks up. Excuse me, can I ask a question? What? If you want us to explain, we can do it when we're there. Where does this bus go? Where does this bus go, you say? Things get awkward real quick. It's the awkward calm before the storm. You see, she's, Whoa! That's so funny! Did you hear what she said? I heard! Where does this bus go? That's hilarious! Good one! Well, pleasure to work with you today. Yeah, no problem. We'll make splendid scrappers out of you. You mean super scavengers, right? Our official title is officially licensed garbage collectors. That's so boring. Okie dokie artichoke. We'll be some real scrappy scrappers. You sure are a hoot. I can do nothing but watch as the scene unfolds in front of me. Actually, I'm not even sure if I can do that. She's just too dazzling. She's amazing, simply amazing. I'm not sure what's going on, but it's clear that they're all enjoying themselves. Well, hello, Nano! I am one part of two people. Very true, Nano. How are you? It's been forever. After some banter, we arrive at a place that's quite memorable to me in a certain sense. The truck parks by the fence surrounding the giant garbage dump on the outskirts of town. Baskets! I blink a few times before I realize what the man means. He's referring to the baskets made of aluminum, or some other metal that were loaded into the back of the truck with us. Okay. Yoru and I take the baskets as we hop out of the back of the truck. I'm already starting to get tired of the baggy suit's lack of mobility. If we end up sticking with this job, I hope the first thing we do is get properly fitting suits. As I think that to myself, I tumble and let out a weird yelp. Are you okay? Ninja girl? I'm okay. Thanks to that little tumble, I snap back to my senses. Do we need these suits? It's hard to move in them. Yeah, but these are to protect against weird chemicals or radiation or something, right? But none of that really matters since I'm a ghost after all. It'll still hurt, and it still kind of sucks to die, even if you know you'll come back to life, doesn't it? Come back to life? I'm not sure that's the right phrase. We're not even alive to begin with. I mean, we're ghosts. So it's weird to say we'll come back to life. Well, you've got a point, but this suit's too baggy to move around in, so it'll be hard to do work in. So do I have to wear it? I mean, I've been here in normal clothes before and nothing's happened to me. I'm sure they're just being overly cautious. In that case, I'll take mine off too. Look at her face. She's so cute. It's been forever, and I'm so much older now, so glad to be back here with you silly little goons. Well, we're glad. Oh, well, he's not here. If Novell were here, I'm sure he would say that he's also glad that you're back. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is what it means to be a man. I love her. Whoa. Well, miss, if you insist, then that's perfectly fine. Do the work you want the way you wanna. That's just how life is. I guess we can agree there. In other words, when life deals you cards, you gotta... Sorry, just be careful. Yes, sir. She's so chaotic. I know, but it's so true. I'd be gooning. That sounds just like him, Sans. You're right. I think you might know him better than I do. Dante, you have stayed in the somnium for over 6 minutes. Fayo, I don't know what you're talking about. Work is just about what I expected. With baskets and tongs in hand, we fish around the garbage for anything that seems useful. The garbage is piled up haphazardly, but nothing feels dirty. Nothing's rotten, and there's not much of a smell. I'm starting to think that maybe this town doesn't even have the bacteria and stuff necessary for rot to form. Would there be ghost bacteria? After all, this town only has ghosts in it. I mean, I guess bacteria that don't have souls? And this garbage heap only has things that aren't living. This is where all the town's resources originate from, and this is where all the town's resources eventually return. One of the men instructs me to search for electrical appliances. My instincts somehow tell me there's no good finds at my current location, so I distance myself from Yoru and the men who are searching through the garbage with a set perimeter. It's not because I can't handle hearing Yoru chatting and laughing with the men. At least, I don't think it is. I suddenly notice a car windshield at my feet. Oh yeah, what about that car? Do things lost outside of town come back here too? Did that car get buried somewhere in this garbage pile after it exploded? If so, did it come back as individual parts, or as a whole car, or if it came back as parts, then maybe this windshield belongs to it. As I think that to myself, I notice there's a microwave oven caught underneath the windshield. Wonder why I didn't notice it earlier. I lift up the windshield and hurl it over somewhere. I hear the sounds of glass shattering. I found a microwave. She looks so proud of herself. The price of skipping Peter's warning? Do they have gaming? I would assume. I don't know how to pronounce that one, Sans. Can you break that one down for me? bacteria have souls too. I think you're wrong about that. She just said so. I rush back to the scavengers to report my find. It's my first big find of the day. Oh, was that sound you, Sayoko? Yes, the microwave was shielded by a windshield, so I threw it into the wind. She's so cute. I fell at forcing a laugh, so it comes out more like a spasm. The men try to say something, but it looks like they're speechless, so I can't help but groan. I'm just not good with this kind of stuff. I feel like I've felt this way before, several times even. Have I never tried to improve, or am I just unable to? I feel like it's too late for me to even know at this point. Why do they always have scary eyes? Speaking of gaming, I got the Genshin character with a really unfortunate name. Go on, Gab, do tell. Once the truck's filled with buckets of garbage, or rather I suppose I should call them resources now, it makes several stops in the outskirts of town, scavenger offices and workshops, I assume. Today was the best, thanks, miss. You're welcome. So what do you two say? Want to work with us? It's tough work, but we're happy to have you on board if you want. Sorry, but I don't think I'm cut out for this. My apologies. Thank you for your time. I see. It feels like they already knew what my answer would be, but they had to pretend they didn't. They have to uphold a pre-established harmony, I suppose. So, what about you, miss? Join us! We can play I Spy as we collect garbage. That's wholesome. Hey, cut it out. It's her decision. Aw, I like these guys. He's Chinese. His name is Gaming. But for some godforsaken reason, the game writes it as gaming. That's not unfortunate. That's awesome. I'm a little nervous. I'm sure Yoru's all for it. And if she joins them, that means our relationship will change, which is what I thought I wanted, but now I'm not so sure. I take a deep breath and look at Yoru from the side. If Sayaka's not in it, then neither am I. Yoru! I have to say something. I want to object. I want to tell her that she's making the wrong decision. I'm sorry. Yoru apologizes, but for what and why? I just don't know. I don't understand. Are you sure? Yeah, I agree. Are you sure? Pipe down, you. Sorry, but I've made up my mind. I'll come visit. Be sure to turn the heater on. And with that, Yoru starts walking. She grabs my wrist with surprising force coming from her slender arm. I manage to keep up with her despite stumbling a bit. Sayoko, the night's still young. Why don't we go visit Miss Pacifica's house? We have to report to her, after all. I nod my head vaguely, perhaps because I'm considering suggesting one more time that Yoru could work there. I'm sure she has no intention of doing that, so there's no point in saying anything about it. You were so good at that job, you looked like you were having so much fun. So why did you reject their offer? I don't get it. I end up saying something vague instead. We should apologize to Pacifica when we see her, huh? I guess so. In the end, I don't say what I wanted. I see. I'm in Pacifica's good old living room again, facing her the same way a certain nun did once before. I'm sorry for wasting the time you spent searching for that job. I bow my head, so does Yoru. Sorry. It's fine, it's fine. The cosplay shop was kind of shady and nobody wants to do garbage collection anyway. And those men are kind of dumb too. I can't speak for Yoru, but I can't say I see you doing that sort of work, Sayoko. When I look up, I see Pacifica's gentle smile. Thank goodness she's not mad. She's perfectly calm. I'd probably be mad if I were in her shoes. I feel sorry, though. True. I just thought you'd have a plethora of options if we use my connections. Looks like this will be harder than I expected. Okay, once again, what exactly does Pacifica do? I want to ask that, but there's no way I can. But how can you expect me not to want to ask? I start to debate myself, but stay silent in the end. There's no point in forcing yourself to do a job you'll quit immediately. I think manual labor only shows its true advantages if you're employed in the long term. Just take your time searching. I'm so glad to have your help. You too, right, Sayoko? Yeah. I'm glad to have your help. Sorry for the trouble. We're friends, aren't we, Sayoko? Well, hello, Fusion. Oh, I did miss Fusions. I am late because I was playing Pokemon with my brother and his friend. A merry time was had by all. My brother said he hated multiple minorities, but like as a bit. It's okay to be racist if it's funny. Of course, the Centrist has to butt in. Is this the scene? Oh boy. Let me drink some water. Let me prepare myself. Gab's going all caps. That can only mean something amazing's about to happen. I hear the front door start to open. It's probably Anya. Pacifica said she'd be here later. Anya said she'd try to find us work using her own personal connections. But she also said my networking is poop compared to Pacifica's, so don't expect much. She said before promising that she'd keep us in the poop by me loop. Oh, Anya's coming too? As I grin for the stupidest reason ever, Yoru speaks to me. I nod vaguely in reply. Anya's as hard a worker as anyone else, so she should have connections of her own. But I suppose anyone's connections would look like poop compared to I almost said Pacifica's. Let's splash some hot water on her as a penalty for being late. Yay! She's kind of scary when you think about her like that. Pacifica hands Yoru a kettle full to the brim with hot water as she gleefully waits by the door? What if she's got a dreadful side to her that I don't know about? Well, I guess it's obvious that she does have a dreadful side to her. But what's truly dreadful is not knowing what it is. When I do come to know that side of Pacifica, will I be able to keep loving her the way I do? What if I told her all of this? I can only imagine the worst. I don't want her to hate me. After all, regardless of the path that brought us here, she's the one who reintroduced me to the outside world like this. Maybe I should discreetly ask Anya once she's here. I'm sure that'd be better than asking Pacifica herself. As soon as I make up my mind, the living room door opens loudly and... Don't move! A ruffian? Not a ruffian! They're gonna melt her. No! A man shouts coldly as he barges in the room, tearing the casual mood to shreds. In his hand is a high-caliber pistol big enough to be used as a blunt weapon. All of us freeze and fall silent. Hey, Mort. The only people who can come to visit my office without an appointment are top priority clients and my friends. And I don't have any top priority clients yet, so that means only my friends can visit unannounced. And you're not my friend. Please set up an appointment by phone and come again. You shitty bitch, you ruined a once-a-millennium business opportunity. How dare you? How dare you make that face at me? Please don't get the wrong idea. I only did my job. It's the truth that you cut corners, isn't it? If you came here to bark at me, you're barking up the wrong tree. Damn you! Now put down that dangerous thing before you regret it. What? Do you have any idea what situation you're in? Oh, so cool. I love her. I I'd zoned out due to the surprise, but yours ambiguous murmuring snaps me back to reality. We're up against one man. He must be tired holding that gun or something, since his hand's trembling. I don't think he's used to wielding a gun. In any case, judging by his stout, protruding belly, he probably can't move very quickly. I didn't want that Gant bastard to beat me. I've done everything I could to win, but then you had to butt in and ruin everything. You're the one who leaked everything to the company, weren't you? That's right, I did my job. My hands are clean. How dare you say that when you've been using your position to line your own damn pockets with such outrageous margins? Everything will be fine. I can take this guy. The situation itself isn't good, but I'm happy at the possibility that I can be useful to Pacifica. So what do you want me to do? I want you to die. What's the point? I'll just come back, you know. Do you have the brain of a child, Mort? Pacifica's voice is cold enough to freeze the steam this man's been spouting. I can at least make you writhe in pain by filling you with lead. There's plenty of time to regain your company's trust. We've got all eternity, actually. Are you unable to make a rational decision? Shut up, shut the hell up. Who gives a damn about your logic? How can you possibly know how I feel? The man's voice gets slightly teary. On the other hand, Pacifica's stance gets firmer and firmer. So much that I'm wondering if she can even see the gun in the man's hand. Oh, is that so? I understand. Allow me to make it up to you. Suddenly, Pacifica softens the tension in her voice. The man mumbles, but ends up not speaking. It seems like Pacifica intends to resolve this problem with money. I send her a look that says there's no need to do that. But Pacifica picks up on my signal, but she responds with a wink that I'm not clever enough to decipher. Pacifica picks up the pouch that was left on the table and starts rummaging through it. She then takes out a small tube. It's probably lipstick. If you're gonna pay out, then do it in cash. I'm done playing your games. Oh, that's too bad. Something shines in Pacifica's hand, and at the same time, a dry bang rings out. The man's gun hits the floor with a thunk. He then falls to the floor, holding his shoulder. I'm all out of cash, but I've got plenty of lead. I love you, Pacifica! Lipstick gun! I'm all out of cash, but I've got plenty of lead, she says. She's so cool! It's only when Pacifica says those words that I realize that the lipstick in her hand is actually a teeny tiny gun in disguise. If you'd like a second payment of lead, then by all means, come and take it. Pacifica calmly asserts as she picks up the gun the man drops and points it back at him. The gun looks too big for Pacifica's slender arm. For some reason, it looks more deadly than when the man was holding it. The man mumbles and groans, but no intelligible words come out. He must be in too much pain to speak. I can't hear you. Pacifica kicks the groaning man. Specifically, she kicks his gunshot wound. Holy shit, Pacifica! God damn! Instead of screaming, the man's body twitches and convulses. His body is collapsed face up. After losing consciousness for a few seconds, the man tearfully pleads with Pacifica. Mercy, please have mercy. It hurts. It hurts. Get lost now and be sure to tell your little friends exactly what happened here. You hear me? Okay, I promise. I promise. Pacifica takes a step toward the man. It looks like the bullet's still lodged into his shoulder. The man squirms to get some distance, perhaps having recalled the pain of being kicked in the gunshot wound moments earlier. Know your place, shithead! And with those final words, Pacifica shoves the sole of her boots as far into the man's rear as physically possible. The man scuttles away surprisingly quick, as if borrowing the momentum from the kick. I look back. she's just like me. I would be starstruck too. I look at Yoru beside me. I kind of expected it, but her eyes are sparkling even more than I had imagined as she rushes up to Pacifica and hugs her. That was amazing. Say that line again. Hasta la vista, baby. I didn't say that. Yo, what'd I miss? Anya suddenly pops in through the door, the man left wide open. Looks like things got kind of weird here. That what's his face? Guy was here, wasn't he? He's on leave, didn't you? I've already taken care of him. Oh, and that thing worked like a charm. I'd like to order a dozen. I quite like that sort of thing. Oh, seriously, I'm quite proud of my handiwork on that one. Wish I could improve the shell ejection, though. I know it can't work out exactly like the movies, but still. Anya made that? That's so cool. What does Miss Pacifica do exactly? Yoru whispers in my ear. I feel ever so slightly relieved to know that she'd been wondering the exact same thing as me. I'm not sure, but she's probably some sort of agent. An agent of what? Something? Once the non-committal word leaves my lips, I realize I sound just like Yoru. That's kind of embarrassing. So, how'd the new job go? Looks like it wasn't a good match. Got any leads? No, nothing. Sorry, I tried looking, but everywhere I looked, places were neither understaffed nor overstaffed, just staffed. I see. I'm really sorry. No, I'm not blaming you or anything. I just think it's interesting. I know what you mean. This town just seems like a perfectly put together machine, meant exactly for the number of people in it. Maybe the town's just optimized that way since it's always had the same number of people. 1,024. That's the ghost town's ghost population. With the addition of Yoru, that's 1,025. Of those 1,025 ghosts, 1,023 are employed. Yoru and I are the only ones left out. Oh, but I did borrow that lemonade stand. Can a lemonade stand even make money in this cold as hell town? Are you sane? You didn't catch Clara stupid, did you? I miss Clara. No way, is Pacifica a spy? Hello, MLG! I would like to purchase a lead stick. That's beautiful. Anya mumbles the story about how she originally made that lemonade stand as a set for a play, but it's perfectly functional. Sorry, I guess it's not useful after all. Maybe I did catch Clara stupid. Coffee, please. And with that, she throws herself onto the sofa. I'm sorry. I don't say it out loud, but I apologize again in the silence of my heart. Okay. Would you two like some more as well? Yes, please. Hip, hip, caffeine. I love her. I thought Anya was employed. She is employed. Anya can make a lipstick gun and she's unemployed. No, she is employed. She works at a repair shop. I'm not entirely sure what I'm apologizing for. I feel a vague sense of guilt, and it's not something I can solve by raiding the church again. I mean, you can just try it again, see if it works. I was powerless. No trip to Pacifica's house is complete without a cup of Pacifica's House Blend coffee. Ace too have a proper role in this small town community. They seem so important. Wait, then what was my role before I became a shut-in? Well, in the worst case... Pacifica comes back from the kitchen after boiling some water and walks up to me with cups in hand. You can be my bodyguard. Being an agent is dangerous work. But with a ninja around, ruffians like that one should think twice before they show their faces, so... Okay. That's so cute. I'm gonna die. They're so cute. And violent, which makes them cuter. Relax. No need to make that face. Pacifica gently pinches my cheek with her fair, soft hand. Was I making that bad of a face? I guess so. But why? I'm flustered. I want to rebuke myself for taking advantage of people's kindness like this all the time. I have nothing to offer. A bodyguard, I see. I never thought of that. Milk her dry, Sayoko. That's the spirit on ya. That's why even if I become Pacifica's bodyguard, I'll never feel useful no matter how many enemies I take down. Doesn't change the fact that I'd still be taking advantage of her kindness. Oh, we forgot to splash Anya with hot water. It's not too late, you know? I'm not sure what you're talking about, but please forget about it for the rest of eternity. I've got a suggestion for Yoru when we get home. If she's receptive to the suggestion, I'll discuss things further with her, as much as possible. That way, I'm sure even I'll be tired enough to fall asleep without having to worry about her snoring. This is so cute, I could cry. I know! The only unemployed ghosts are resident hermit Sayoko and newcomer Yoru. I think to myself as I watch Yoru brandishing the kettle. I think she should have gotten to do. Oh my god. Will work for money. Will work! As soon as I gave Yoru my suggestion, she energetically said, "Sounds good," in less than what I think is a second. We can't take advantage of Pacifica's help forever, so let's do some job hunting of our own. That was the main point of my suggestion. Yoru said if we're gonna do it, we've gotta do it good, and then she made cardboard sandwich signs. No idea where she got the cardboard. I hid my astonishment at her craftsmanship. In my mind, I was applauding her. But her snoring is still way too loud. Her raw energy, both awake and asleep, is grating on the ears. Which is why I don't praise her out loud. I don't know how many hours we spent with those signs in hand. I figured that having something to do would serve as a good distraction, but in actuality, the cold, the fatigue, and the shame are just wearing down on my mind. But I honestly believe this is what I can and should be doing right now. So we do this today. And the next day. And the next day. And the next day. We keep standing and barking all around town. The end is near! Nuclear war! Buy gold! It seems like Yoru has had enough. I'm nearing the end of my rope too. I love her. She's so great! Don't rate my burps, Sans. It's weird. That town's workforce really must be saturated. Would anyone actually give work to job searchers with sandwich signs when every position's already filled? I just want to throw myself onto the snow and give up. That's when somebody calls out to us. Oh, Armageddon's coming, huh? You're always living on the edge, Yoru. Guess he's not calling out to us exactly, just Yoru. And this isn't the first time someone's called out to her. Well, I've just been aimlessly wearing the sandwich sign. Yoru's been making acquaintances one by one, gradually assimilating into the town. Oh, Mr. Patel, how are you? Thanks for your help the other day. I feel a little better now. Not completely healed, but better. Thank you so much. Come visit the cafe again. Well, don't burp. I try, Sans. I try to move away. The microphone is sensitive. You should hire us. Sorry, we got enough workers as it is. I see. Be sure to tell us if there's ever an opening. Yeah, when the time comes. See you later. What happened the other day? I asked Yoru as I watched Mr. Patel leave. I listened to him talk about his issues. I didn't understand what he was saying, but I just nodded and said yeah to everything, and he seemed happy, so I guess it's all good. Is it, though? I'm sure he just wanted some validation from someone. Validation? Someone to tell you it's all right, you know? Is it really, though? Either way, he's doing his best, I think. You think so? Well, he looked happy, so I want to believe in him. She's so sweet! I love her! As she says that, Yoru smiles ambiguously. Or maybe it's only ambiguous because I'm too dumb to understand it. But what I do understand is that her smile is awfully beautiful. It's so beautiful I'm jealous. Almost resentful, even. She's got such a beautiful smile. I'm sure she'll be able to find work. Try to burp into the mic. More content, the better. I don't know about that. Unlike me. What? Oh, nothing. I'm gonna go over to that street. You stay at the plaza. As you command, my liege. I totter over towards the back streets. It's not somewhere you'd expect someone looking for work to go. I just want to be alone. I thought walking would cheer me up, but the more I walk, the more tired I become. So it looks like I'm playing a losing game. I remember a day long ago when I waited for the bus in the rain. I remember waiting 20 minutes for a bus that comes every 30. And fed up with waiting, I ended up taking the train back home. Even though I knew the bus would be there in less than 10 minutes, I spent 15 walking from the bus stop to the station to catch a train. By the time I realized I'd wasted the effort of waiting 20 minutes, I'd already been walking for quite some distance. I suppose I was just tired? I was just tired of staying in one place. I didn't know what I was doing, so I just ended up doing something. It feels disgusting not to understand yourself. I feel somewhat like how I felt that day. Whoa. As I turn the corner, I bump into someone. You were at the church! I recognize who it is. That's right. It's the man who stopped me by the entrance when I snuck into the church. I bribed him with mints and then killed him. She sure did. She's so cool. Hey, is that the ninja? I love the flute. It's so good. Behind the man are 5 similarly dressed men, his friends, I suppose. Yeah, that's right. I see the men reach inside their coats, either for concealed guns or bladed weapons. Leave me alone! I asked to be left alone, but I have to admit, I am a little glad that a stress-relieving distraction has decided to waltz up to me. When I come back home with a broken sign and a little bit of cash, I'm she mugged them. When you try to mug someone and they mug you back. Amazing. I love it. Technically, the priest killed them all. Sayoko did was dodge. We can't blame the priest. That's probably illegal, right? When I come back home with a broken sign and a little bit of cash, I'm greeted by Yoru and some unfamiliar furniture. Where'd you get all this? Welcome home. I was given these. You were given them? Yep, I got some food too. Some people said I can't employ you both, but I can give you this instead. Some people said they could employ one of us, but I guess it's hard to find anyone willing to employ us both. I see. Those misers, am I right? This is the difference between me and Yoru. Yoru's gains the goodwill of many, and even if they can't employ both of us, they can still feel fulfilled. Meanwhile, I killed someone I've killed before, and I killed his friends, and I robbed their bodies. Well, if nobody will hire us, we'll just start our own business, Sayoko. The Ninja Delivery Service. How about it? It's a service where ninjas deliver things like, something. You don't need to stick around me anymore. Huh? I'm sure you can find plenty of jobs for yourself, Yoru. Lots of people love you, and as long as you're not with me, they'll gladly employ you. But there's no point unless I'm with you, Sayoko. Yoru looks confused and somewhat angry. I've never seen her make a face like that before, but I can't back down. Look, there's nothing I'm good at besides hurting others. That's probably the only thing I'm better at than you. There's work for you, but there's none for me. It's the truth that you're great, so what's the problem? But it won't do. It can do, and it will. I don't want you to feel miserable. I don't want to hate you, so please. I should leave, shouldn't I? If impossible. Sayoko. What is it? Nothing, it's just... I got a live-in job offer, for one, so I'm gonna go do that. That'd be for the best. Thanks for having me. No problem. No, this is so sad! That said, it's getting late, so the two of us sleep in the same bed tonight. I guess ending a relationship is more sluggish process than what you see on TV. Yoru unexpectedly sleeps quietly, neither snoring nor stirring. See, you can do it after all. After becoming the worst woman in the world, I mutter to myself as I feel her warmth in bed. This is an anime, I'm sure of it. Ugh. This is so good. Okay, thanks for having me. You're welcome. Kathunk. The door shuts. It doesn't seem to shut in slow motion, and the sound of it shutting doesn't sound particularly sad either. It feels like a relief, actually. I guess I really am a cold woman after all. It may have only been for a short while, but Yoru and I ate together and slept together. And yet I feel nothing now that she's gone. I space out for a few seconds and then... Maybe I should have at least walked her out. I whisper an idea that comes way too late. But it feels like I'm lying to myself. If I walked her out and waited until she faded into the distance, it'd be so sad to look at her footsteps in the snow. At the very least, it'd be weird for me to do that when I'm the one who kicked her out. It'd be almost hypocritical, like I'm hiding my true feelings or something. My true feelings. That's right, I wanted Yoru to leave. It's not like I particularly enjoyed high lids before Yoru moved in, but it's way better than living with someone who's loud all the time. After being in the negatives, I just want to return to zero. And now that Yoru's gone, my life is back to zero. For some reason, I felt like I needed to find a job, but I don't really need to. In short, the end goal was to get her out of my room. And now she has. The end. I didn't kick her out buck naked. I kicked her out after she'd found herself a job and a new place to live. I'm sure I'll see her in town eventually. We might even drink coffee together at Mr. Patel's cafe again. Maybe Yoru would vent about work. Maybe Pacifica and Anya will be there too and sympathize with her. And maybe the three of them will laugh. Oh, I can't stop burping. When will it ever end? Maybe I'll even join in and laugh too. I imagine a future like that. Yep, we've settled everything peacefully. Congratulations, you've reached the optimal solution. I'm sure it is. It probably is. Yes. I close my eyes and nod my head, trying to give myself validation. Yes, yes, yes. I repeated, nodding. The repeated nodding of my head makes me want to go lie down for a bit. Yes, you should go to sleep. Maybe that'll cheer me up a little. That's right, once I cheer up, I can go talk to Pacifica and Anya. Yes. My eyes snap open when the doorbell rings. I'm already up on my feet before I know it. Yoru? Aww. I feel irritated even as I reach out for the doorknob and open the door. Oh my god! Exactly. I have to be an old man again. Exactly. What exactly? Standing there is the elderly man from way back when, which, as expected, is exactly the opposite of exactly what I expected. I can barely remember things about Pacifica, Anya, and even myself, and yet I quickly remember this elderly man. I know it's due to recency bias, but it still stings. I'm here to apply for the position of roommate. He smells like dirt, sweat, and a tinge of excrement. I furrow my eyebrows and at the sudden affront on my lungs. Simply put, I heard that there was an opening in this room. It's dangerous for a girlie to be living all by her lonesome, so I'll move in to help you. No thanks. It's clear that he's not in the right of mind. Plus, he's got a knack at getting under my skin. Luckily, he doesn't seem to realize it himself. What's the matter? You hate strong men or something? From what I reckon, handsome old men get tax benefits. Act now and I'll throw in one of those cricket things. He pulls some weird giant spatula-looking thing out of his pocket and starts swinging it around, only for it to slip out of his hands. I see it fly towards the stairs out of the corner of my eye. I originally lived by myself, so I don't need a roommate. I needed to drive him away quickly before this becomes another bad experience. I've had enough of those. Ah, no, of course. The elderly man suddenly softens his speech. I knew you were all by your lonesome this whole time, little missy. And I know you're no longer alone no more. You changed for good. There ain't no going back to how you were, little missy. Now that you know about the holes in your heart, you can no longer exist by your lonesome. The elderly man speaks matter-of-factly as he strokes his beard. He accurately describes my current situation objectively and without emotion. He reminds me of one of my college professors. I wonder how he's doing. Wait, have I even gone to college? I think you're like me, little missy. Your holes are my holes, and I've come to fill your holes. No, thank you? Holes? You mean... Yes, sirree, your holes. He suddenly shouts and makes an exaggerated gesture as he continues. A fine metaphor, if I don't say so myself. I didn't prepare no script, but them's fine words, if I do say so myself. He says he. Shut the fuck up, Sans. Leave me alone. I'm doing my best. We are holes, holes crudely dug out and crudely filled back up. We are holes. A crudely filled hole looks good, but it ain't the real thing, and it ain't got much of a purpose, but either way, it's still there. Holes. Well, sure enough, I do feel like some holes have been poked into me. This is really cool. By the way, I didn't say it, but it's really cool. This is really cool. I have to admit, I do feel pretty hurt. Even if getting filled back up doesn't fix everything, it's still a relief just to exist, ain't it? I understand you, little missy. The two of us ain't that different after all. I'm very, very afraid right now, and the truth is, it'd be really reassuring if you were by my side. Why did I open my big mouth and drive her away? Wait, no, all I did was pout a bit. Honestly, why was that enough to make her leave? Damn it, that ingrate shit. I'll give her a piece of my mind. No, I don't mean that. I don't mean that at all. You really don't remember where you came from, little missy? That's another hole. Please don't leave me by myself. In other words... Ah! The only thing that can fill your holes is someone else with holes like me. That way I can fill my own holes too. If being a loner is my... Hi, Fiona. Coming to say hi. Hello. Being a loner is my style, then I should at least repent and ask for forgiveness. Can't you get yourself ready to see her again? I quickly back away and I realize the elderly man's grabbing my shoulder. I thought I'd shake him off, but his grip is stronger than I expected, so I just end up stumbling slightly. Let me go! I need to see Yoru again. No, I ain't never letting go of you again. Cut it out already. Now I hear you, Fiona. You have 20 minutes, Fiona. Please wait. I know know, fluffy girl. I know. When the man gets up in my face, I can't help but shut my eyes. What does he want with me? If he's here, then that means he knows where I live, which means I've got no place to run. My beloved, precious. If this guy goes on any longer, I might as well. Damphnidel? Marzipan. Fiona. Fiona's tapping on my shoulder. Yes, Fiona. I open my eyes at the sound. There's blood on that. I open my eyes at the sound of the elderly man's death throes. What's with this old man filling holes? If you're that lonely, then fill your holes with pudding cups or something. Before my eyes is the elderly man. Bleeding from the head and low, holding a bat of some sort. I have a cat hair in my mouth and it won't go away. It hasn't even been a week, so I easily recall. Oh, God, I can't stop burping, please. Why can't my body just be normal? For 19 more minutes. I need it to be normal for 19 more minutes. And then it can have a fit. I don't care. It hasn't even been a week, so I easily recall her name. I'm honestly glad that I still remember. Oh, it's Lo, remember? Not right now. What did you eat? Nothing since like noon. I've been drinking water. Maybe the water's making me burp. I don't know. My stomach doesn't hurt. It's just, I don't know, being weird. I do remember. That's your nickname, right? And you live in the room above mine. I've forgotten her real name, but I guess that's no big deal. Oh, right. I wanted to say thanks. I failed to thank her properly, but I'm used to being— Ow! Fiona! Hey, I know you want attention. Do that. I need to clip your claws. I failed to thank her properly, but I'm used to being a failure. In any case, the most important thing is that I'm free from the elderly man now. Are you okay? He didn't hurt you or anything, did he? I'm A-okay. It's mostly just the existential. Could have swallowed some air. A lot of it, apparently. I try to show her just how energetic I am, but it comes out awkwardly. Lo giggles. I tell her, maybe it's just from breathing so much from like reading, because I'm constantly like, I have to breathe. I try to show her how energetic I am, but it comes out awkwardly. Lo giggles. Well, I guess that wasn't a complete failure, then. Seeing Lo smile cheers me up a little, too. Good. Be careful of perverts, okay? Don't worry, I'll do something about him. Ugh, he stinks. Okay, thank you so much. No problem, you and Yoru come visit me sometime, okay? Lo goes down the stairs, dragging the elderly man behind her. I love this. I love this so much. Just the blood and the goofy music and the cute little— so good. The man leaves behind a trail of blood. I'll come by when I've got the chance. I murmur a small reply. This house resembles Pacifica's house, but it's even bigger and somehow a little intimidating. I know the price of land is cheap here since it's a rural town, but I think you'd have to be pretty rich to have a house like this. This house is where Yoru works now. It apparently belongs to an elderly woman named Margaret. Obviously, I don't know a thing about her. I don't have the guts to ring the doorbell. I guess I should have expected that. Instead, I pick up some snow by my feet and play around with it. If I ring the bell, I figure it'll either be Yoru who'll answer, or someone else who can fetch her for me. I want to see Yoru and apologize to her. I want to tell her that I don't regret letting her live with me at all. Yeah, but that's just self-serving. I'd only be doing that to make me feel better about myself. So what should I change about my approach? Maybe if I tell Yoru how I feel, she'll cheer up a little. It's not like our relationship can get any worse. Maybe it's worth a shot. But what if it's not? What if I just make Yoru feel even worse? Now that I think about it, interpersonal relationships don't bottom out at 0, they often run into the negatives. Fiona has brought me her toy. I know. I'll play with you in 14 minutes, Fiona. You have 14 minutes and I will play with you. Once the snowball in my hand is as dense as I can get it, I chuck it away. If that's the case, then she might snap at me and ask why I'd say something to drive her away. Fiona, please, don't meow at me. Cats have no concept of time. Well, that's true. I know. You want attention. You need constant attention. I know. She's so cute. Did it really? She's demanding playtime. And then every time I turn around, she brings the toy just a little bit closer. She's very demanding. I'm scared. I want to go home, but I can't just leave. So I pick up some fresh snow, pack it into another snowball, and hurl that one too. Now there's no more snow at my feet, I consider picking up dirt and making a... Fiona, please. Making a mud ball. That's when the door opens. Oh, hi, Sayoko. Oh, hi. I think that's just one of my favorite little portraits of hers, that awkward smile. That's my favorite face in the entire game, I think. It's okay, I'm doing perfectly fine. No need to worry about me. Oh, that's not why I came. After some insistence, I got paid in advance, so I'm good with living expenses. That said, I don't have much in terms of living expenses since it's a live-in job. Yoru gives an ambiguous chuckle. I know my sixth sense could use some glasses, but even I can tell that her laughter is forced. No, that's not it. There's just something I wanted to talk about and... And just who gave you permission to talk? I'm sorry. The elderly woman lets out a hoarse voice. Are you distracting her? I paid good money to hire that pet sitter, so don't you try to make a fool out of me. Don't mock me. She comes snapping at me, almost pushing her to the side. So Yoru's a pet sitter. She does seem like she'd be good with animals. I'm not paying her to talk on the clock. Are you going to pay for her lost time? Don't mock me. These old people voices hurt. They make my throat so scratchy. Sure enough, Yoru's holding a leash, but the pet, on the other hand... I'm sorry. Very well. This is great. I love this so much. Very well, I'll let you off the hook this once. Don't take me for a fool. The elderly just love giving me an earful today, huh? Are all the elderly town's ghosts like this? I don't have much experience handling the elderly, so all I can do is apologize for and regret coming here without a plan. The elderly woman, or rather Margaret, looks like she isn't finished talking, but Yoru cheerfully chimes in as if to interrupt her. I'll go take Rocky on a walk now, okay? Right, she's a professional pet sitter now, an unemployed person like me shouldn't distract her. That's not Rocky! Margaret shrieks hysterically. For a second, I have no idea what's happening. Or rather, I do realize that Margaret just hit Yoru with her cane, but my brain freezes for a few seconds, processing why she did that. Is another old person about to die? The violence seemed to come to her all too naturally. Margaret hit Yura in the face with her cane as if it was the most natural thing in the world. But that's only half of it. The other half got to be because of the pet I see on the other end of the leash. Both my brain and body freeze in place.
I mean, McCready, I'm sorry. No, that's Biscuit. Are you blind? Can't you tell the boys from the girls? What is your problem? Don't take me for a fool.
Oh my god! Yes! Yes! I love multimedia art! Yes! It's got the twine! It's a round lump of clay tied to a rope.
I'm sorry.
Why can't you tell just by looking? That's clearly a girl! It's clearly a lump of clay, a genderless, inorganic lump.
Anyway, we'll be going on that walk.
I won't accept any slacking off, okay? And I'll know. Put your heart into it. The heart is key! If it weren't for your whispering, let's go, I probably would have stuck standing there in shock of the bizarre situation. Oh, right. The gnomes! The gnomes! The situation is horrifying, but this VN is amazing, honestly. I follow after Yoru once she's walked several steps, dragging along Biscuit, or rather, a lump of clay on string. Don't start acting out, Fiona. Fiona's acting out. So, about Biscuit.
This is just a lump of clay.
Your nonchalantly states the obvious.
There are others like it, but Miss Margaret says she can tell them apart.
There are others?
Yeah, Miss Margaret takes care of about 100 of them in total. And they all have names, but she says it's hard for her to walk them all.
100. That's nowhere near 1,025, but that's still a lot of pets. Why is she naming lumps of clay and keeping them as pets?
They don't eat, they don't poop, and they don't bark either. What a groundbreaking pet these pet clays are.
Was I thinking out loud again?
I'm psychic.
Yoru playfully continues.
My job is to walk them all and help Miss Margaret around the house, too.
Wouldn't it be more efficient to walk them all at once?
It's the heart, apparently.
The heart.
Yeah, apparently walking them all at once is proof of being heartless, and it's a bad influence on the pet clays.
I don't get it.
I know, right? But I get money and a place to live, so I'll do my best. I'm quite good at menial jobs like this anyway.
But she hit you with a cane.
An old lady's not strong enough to kill me.
But still. Oh, she's angry.
She's so cute. They're so cute.
She's treating you like a slave, isn't she? You should quit. Dragging around lumps of clay all day isn't proper work.
I can't. I got paid plenty. Well, I mean, I got paid plenty in advance, and I already bought several things. That'd be skipping the bill.
Let me take care of it. I'll thrust something sharp into her, and then... I stumble over my words and stumble to the ground. She said, I will kill for you. That's true love. This isn't work. All I'm capable of is terror and destruction. And that's not what Yoru needs right now. She's chosen to live in this town as one of its town's ghosts. To live among us in peace with her own role to play.
Thank you. I'm glad you care about me.
As Yuri speaks, her face looks tired yet lively. It makes me feel like my tiny regrets are nothing more than insignificant digits. Truncated? Truncated? I don't know how to say that. Several places after the decimal point. So I decide not to say anything. Yuri is independent now, so I need to be independent too. By the way, about how deep in debt are you? Despite my decision to be independent, I stubbornly ask the question. I ask because I figure if I can find work for myself and save up enough money, maybe I can take her back, or at the very least, get her a more decent job. It wouldn't be bad to work towards a goal like that. Her starts counting out the money on her fingers. Yoru comes up with a figure that far exceeds my expectations. That's enough money to buy 2 decent cars or 1 good car. What did you use that money on?
Several things. I figured I might as well since I've got nowhere else to go, so I splurged a little.
Oh, come on. That's right, I forgot how I'm not used to this girl's thoughtless optimism. Once Yoru makes a lap around town, she goes back to Margaret's house to pick up a new pet clay to walk. While I could tag around with her for another lap, I decide to go back home instead. I can't even bring myself to watch her walk away. It's just so frustrating, I can't watch. If I did, I'm sure I'd start plotting ways to physically persuade that elderly woman. I know, if I keep bumping my glasses. I'm a mess today, apparently. I keep bumping into the microphone. I'm not functioning. I know if I happened to change my mind before I got to my destination, I could always choose to go to Pacifica or Anya for advice. But then again, after all the work those two did to help us out, Yoru found a live-in job by herself, and I lost my reason to look for work. I don't know what sort of face I should put on when I report back to them. But I do know that I need to report to them soon. And with that thought in mind, I gaze at the missile as I cross through the plaza. Oh, it's her! A familiar girl drops a cardboard box, which makes that distinct plop characteristic to cardboard. She looks this way, not at me, but through me, as if looking into the past. She's afraid. Even someone as dense as me can tell that. Her name's Clara, the nun who got that impressive collection of bullet holes when I used her as my substitute. The nun who called me a poophead just before she got that impressive collection of bullet holes. I felt like
Fiona, please.
I felt we'd reached a mutual understanding for that short moment, but I don't think that's quite right.
There's something I've been meaning to say.
Clara desperately stammers, paper flowers spill out of the cardboard box at her feet. Wait, she's not even officially a nun, is she? And what exactly does she do? What's her role? What's her source of income? Ever since I started looking for work, I've been thinking these questions about everyone I run into. What is it? I decide to reply for now. Honestly, it'd make me feel a little better if she were to say something like, "It's my turn to murder you, so you best be prepared."
I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
Aw, no, my little heart.
She's got the big Studio Ghibli crying tears. Oh. That's not what I was expecting her to say at all, so I found myself at a loss for words.
I did something, thinking after everything that happened, like what I did was did wrong to make you so mad?
Clara starts talking with tears in her eyes.
It's not your fault. I must have done something wrong. I'm so sorry. No, aw. No, I'm so sad.
I have no idea what to think. I haven't even thought about thinking. It's like I'm just churning out cookie-cutter answers.
I don't blame you for what you've done, so please don't worry about it.
How can she be so self-sacrificial? How can her heart be so pure? Is that what she wants me to think? Ha. Don't make me smack you.
Let's talk things out with words instead of violence this time. Please come visit the church. We have yummy tea, yummy sweets. You can make friends, laugh, have fun.
The ideal girl speaks of her ideals with an idyllic look on her face. I love the writing. It's so good. Give me a break. None of that stuff is what I need. My boundless rage actually calms me down. It also gives me a sudden flash of inspiration. My thoughts freeze over and become clear, like ice free of impurities. You're right, Clara. I'm sorry about what I did earlier.
Oh?
I hug Clara. Her body stiffens for the first few seconds, but she relaxes soon enough. Clara's small and smells like a sweet scented candle you'd buy at a cozy general store. For now, I wipe the snow off my hands on the back of her coat. I'm so relieved to hear you say that. Let's be friends from now on. I act out the cookie-cutter answer she wants to hear. It's as if there is no Sayako nor Clara here. It's as if we're just actors acting out an ideal script in the center of the plaza.
I'm so happy. I love finally got through to you, right?
Yes, that's right, Clara. By the way, I'm in a bit of trouble now, you see.
Oh, I can help.
I thank her and let her go, ending our embrace. The sweet smell fades into the distance, giving my lungs a bit of relief. You see... I place a hand on Clara's shoulder and give her the most troubled look I can muster. Sayoko, you're kind of the worst sometimes. I peer into her pale eyes and establish firm eye contact. My role here is a pitiful person in need of help, and your role is someone who can give me that help. You understand? It's about money, you see.
Money?
I give her a truthful summary about the current state of affairs. I make sure to highlight how Yoru is being unfairly treated like a slave at her job. And I don't forget to mention how she's being subjected to casual violence. I firmly emphasize those 2 points.
No way, poor Yoru.
So I want to help Yoru pay her debts, and it's too large of a sum for me alone. I put more force into my grip on her shoulder. I try but fail to cry on command. It was worth a shot, though. So help me pay for half so we can reclaim Yoru's freedom. Oh no, she has the shoujo manga eyes. I didn't know she had that in her, to be honest. I think I pulled it off.
Huh?
You're my only hope. I squeeze out the most pitiful voice I can muster. I need you. Keep going. You're the only one I can talk to. The stars in her eyes. So good. More. Sister. Now for the finishing touch. Let's work together for the first time.
Okay, let's do this.
That's so good. Okay, stream's over, I think. I'm gonna save the game. The game is saved. Man, I love this. Yes, tomorrow will be Cinema Saturday. Hi, regretful Twitcher. It's me, your only viewer. For months, I have created the illusion that you are streaming to a large audience. But here's the truth, all these people in chat are me. And now, for you to be convinced of this, I will send this message from all my accounts. Yeah, moral oral! Yes, yes, I can't wait to be depressed. That's my favorite emotion. I'll have you know, Backspace, you're actually a figment of my imagination, so let that sit with you for a while. All right, stream over. Bye.